Into the crack house. Into the crack house. Into the crack house.
Welcome to 30 of Fort Fritz. I am your host, Fritz, joined as always by co-host Mandaddy.
Hi.
Angela.
Hello.
Nick Spry. What up? And Kaz.
Ciao.
On episode 30, I will be telling you about how maybe Bigfoot is alive in Bear Lake, California. We have a spooky word of the week that's out of this world. We also have a dark review by Angela on Netflix. Kaz has a story, and Mandaddy talks about a time traveler. Ooh. So here's the thing. Sasquatch, we all agree he's real, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yep.
Now, why is there no proof of a corpse?
What do you mean?
They're immortal.
Well, maybe, right? We don't know. Maybe there is a Sasquatch out there that we haven't stumbled upon. Maybe it's still frozen in time and ice. Also, no dung. So that's another thing that's worrisome to me.
That's what they're a closed system. They don't need to eat or have waste at all.
Or maybe they bury it.
Right.
Really
I feel
deep.
like burial is the answer to maybe both of those. Like, why do we think that humans and elephants are necessarily the only things that bury their dead?
Elephants bury their dead?
Look it up.
They
Whoa,
also
what?
mourn them.
I don't know.
They do.
I know they mourn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know about buried.
There's an elephant graveyard.
Sounds right, though, right?
I was totally on board with that.
I do know that there is an elephant graveyard, and the elephants do not like them. They get freaked out. But I will say this. There is a woman in Bear Lake, California, who says that she saw an actual Sasquatch. It was about 30 feet away from her.
Whoa.
In a tree.
That's very close.
In a tree.
She said it was about 800 pounds.
Whoa, in a tree?
Yep.
What kind of tree was this?
Yeah.
A
It's a
sequoia?
big tree. Nice.
I don't know if it says, but, quote, I ran into a Sasquatch, a Bigfoot. We were face to face, said Ackley, 46. Now, this is Claudia Ackley. She saw it with her daughter.
So she was in the same tree? How'd they see each other face to face? Climbing in this tree.
I don't know. He was 30 feet up in the tree, unquote. She said,
How are they face to face?
That's 30 feet away, but that's okay.
she said the creature was barrel chested, a very strong individual. It had a head about 3 times the size of a human being's.
Wow.
Smart.
And it was about 800 pounds. So, a half of a ton is 1,000.
Like a
ridiculous.
large gorilla, like a large silverback gorilla.
Claudia Ackley goes on to say he looked like a Neanderthal man with hair all over him. He had solid black eyes. He had no expression on his face at all. He did not show his teeth. He just stared at the 3 of us, said Ackley. She said she made a howling whoop sound. So go ahead. Let's go around the room. Mandaddy, what's your whoop?
Whoop!
Kaz?
Whoop!
Angela?
Whoop!
Nick Spry?
Whoop! 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 Whoop!
Damn.
So
That was a mating call.
Yeah.
You would have jumped down out of the tree, dude. Don't do that.
she said she made a howling whoop sound, and the creature in the tree reacted by rocking back and forth, shaking branches.
Wow.
Ooh, he liked it.
That's when she told her daughters, turn, slowly get the fuck away, walk away. She said her youngest daughter, who shot video of this entire thing, later told her mother she saw 2 other similar creatures on the ground running away upon their approach.
Wow. Bigfoot family.
So where's the video? Do you have it?
This could be Mama Bigfoot. I'm still trying to track it down because the website that I'm reading this from, it's thepressenterprisepe.com. It's a local news story. Crestline woman says she saw Sasquatches in Lake Arrowhead, sues state to get species recognized.
Wow.
Wait, what?
I think I heard about this in the news, actually.
She's suing the state.
That's
great.
This
Right?
article was posted yesterday.
Oh.
First of all, when you see a Sasquatch, is your first reaction to make a whoop noise? Is
Right,
that
so
the
that's
first thing that came to mind?
what is intriguing me most about this story is the gumption of this woman, like gumption or lack thereof. Like she sees this like black-eyed creature 30 feet up in a tree and goes, whoop, whoop.
She's
Like, what the fuck is that? What kind of a reaction is that?
She's trying to like Crocodile Dundee the Bigfoot, She's like gonna take her belt off and swing it around her head, and
that sounds both excited and scared, so you can kind of be like, I kind of meant both on that. Just kind of judging that reaction.
Thank you,
All
Angela.
right.
Because the lawsuit says no one believes her. Her credibility has been taken to task. She feels like she is not being fairly portrayed in the media when people actually take this as a credible news sighting.
right.
She goes on to say her biggest concern is in the government by not by not acknowledging Bigfoot's existence. Could be endangering to the public. So if you think of the, think about our children, that could make sense. Fish and Wildlife spokesman Andrew Hugan declined to comment, citing the lawsuit. He did say that Bigfoot is not a recognized species by his agency.
Rude.
It's a very corporate answer.
Another question.
Right.
Is it Sasquatches? Sasquatch or is it like Sasquatch?
It's like,
Sasquatch.
It's like deer or
if you
fish.
see like 5 Sasquatch.
Sasquatch.
Yeah.
I saw 5 Sasquatch on the plane.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I ran.
And I'm going whoop whoop the entire time.
And I whooped at them.
Maybe she was a
Verily.
juggalo. She wanted to see if he was a juggalo.
Oh, shit.
And so whoop whoop.
I could see 800 pounds up in a tree in the middle of the forest.
Sounds like a juggalo.
Black eyes. Sounds like a juggalo.
Yeah, could be.
Follow-up question, was she drunk?
She was with her children. I hope not.
So she was hammered
Probably. Come on.
to have to deal with it.
Allow me to end with this. After being told by insistent forest rangers they had seen a bear and believing she would never be taken seriously by anyone in any official capacity, Ackley, a Bigfoot enthusiast and researcher of more than 20 years,
Aww.
teamed up with documentary filmmaker Todd Standing, the man behind the Netflix film Discovering Bigfoot, and sued the state on January 18th.
I love a Bigfoot.
So there you go.
Going to
January
January 18th.
Does Claudia Ackley have something to gain?
Of course.
Yes.
Yes.
Those sweet clicks.
Angela, what do you think?
I guess. Yeah.
What does she have to lose out of all this?
Really nothing. I mean, if
Well,
most...
we're not talking shit about Claudia Ackley.
No.
You guys were joking. So she has her livelihood, and so that's why she's suing California. But she has something to gain in that she's making a Netflix documentary.
Right.
This is genius.
It's-
Claudia Ackley is a goddamn genius, is what I'm getting at.
We need to find a real fort. Like a real haunted fort. A real haunted fort.
Fort Christmas.
That's all I got to say. Let's go on over to Nick Spry. Nick Spry, you have a word that is, I wrote down out of this world because that's all I could think of.
Yeah, let's add to our spooky lexicon. This week, since it's a subject that we've breached on several times, we're going to go with the word alien. That is A-L-I-E-N. Most people are familiar with this word.
I think of Genesis now every time I hear it.
Every time.
Okay, so that is actually one of the definitions of this word.
Phil Collins? That's one of the definitions.
Just a picture of Phil Collins in the dictionary.
See Phil Collins.
In the manner of which you are thinking in the context of the song, which they used it.
Okay.
So that would be Illegal Alien by Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
And what a messed up fucking song that is when you think of why is this English band singing this song about Mexican immigrants? It makes no sense on any level. Sorry.
No, but the hook is so catchy.
It is catchy as
Don't
shit.
tell anybody.
And at
what
one point in the
I'm
song,
gonna do.
he says his sister will fuck you if you let him in. I've got a sister. That's one of the lines.
It's true. Yeah, it is. It is. So in that definition that we're referring to is belonging to a foreign country or nation, unfamiliar and disturbing or distasteful. It's looked down upon. The usage in which I'm referring it to is of perhaps another world, an extraterrestrial.
Okay.
So this word has its roots, I guess, in the English language around circa 1300, so the 14th century. But its original roots before that come from French alien, or alien, also pronounced the same way.
Like Alien Gonzalez,
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow, that's a
Didn't even
throwback.
think about that.
who was an illegal alien.
Well,
Was
no.
he?
Oh.
I guess
from
technically,
Cuba.
but yeah.
That threw the world on its edge for a little while, didn't it?
Yep. For those who are listening outside of Florida, just Google search Alien Gonzalez.
Mars Volta wrote a song about it.
Oh.
So
That's what that is? Dude, it just popped into my head. Oh my God, my mind just got blown. Holy
It's a great
shit.
song.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
so before that,
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
before that, from Old French, before that, it predates in Latin, of course. So you have the terms alias, that is A-L-I-U-S, which just means other. Most people think that from just hearing it, you would think of A-L-I-A-S,
Exactly
Yes.
what I thought.
Mhm.
which is like a pseudonym, a false name. But it also relates to, in Latin as well, alienus, which means belonging to another. So that is where we get the idea of someone belonging to another world.
Or what about alienation? Does that
Yes,
play in?
yes. Alienation is the act of making one feeling that they are from
From another world.
yes, or
Nice.
From another land.
feeling that they are other than the one from which they are being extricated.
bonus points to anyone who knows who wrote Stranger in a Strange Land.
Huxley?
I don't think it's Huxley.
Oh.
Damn it. Anyway, we'll look it up later. If you think you know, email.
Wasn't that Ray Bradbury?
No.
I don't think it was.
No.
Email mooncasttroop
Stranger, is that, wait.
at gmail.com. Mooncasttroop at gmail.com. We will send you a shirt.
Not
I don't know.
Asimov.
We'll have to make a shirt.
We'll have to
Theory.
make one.
Who wrote Stranger in a Strange Land?
It's right here on the tip of my phone.
I'm not really.
Oh.
Robert A. Heinlein.
Oh.
Heinlein, damn it, that's what I was trying to think of. Read 4x H, a great series of short stories by Robert Heinlein. 4x H, really good.
All right.
No.
Weren't psychologists back in the day called alienists or therapists?
Yeah, I think they were actually.
Huh.
Or maybe magicians?
I don't know about that.
I'm just spitballing.
Well, that mind magic. That's this week's spooky word of the week.
Alien. I like it.
Nice.
Nice. Angela, you've been watching Netflix.
That's what I do. I
All
just watch
your tweets.
Netflix.
Netflix is
Everything
life.
that I do, I just watch Netflix all the time, like all weekend, just surrounded by cats.
Sounds amazing.
I watched Netflix's first German language show called Dark.
Okay.
And it is basically a German Stranger Things.
Okay.
It's good. So it's very much like Stranger Things, but with time travel instead of like an alternate universe. It includes a more younger cast like Stranger Things, like more kids, but they're teenagers, not little kids. Involves a small made-up town in Germany where people never leave and are affected by a big company. This is a nuclear power plant. Like Stranger Things, because they had the Department of Energy. So there's a lot of parallels with it. And it starts out with a kid going missing.
Nice.
Okay.
Perfect.
It's intriguing.
A weird reaction to the phrase, a kid went missing.
Well,
nice.
I mean, everything that was leading up to it, that was the kicker. That's why it
Nuclear
can be
power
just,
plant.
No, but
Time travel.
because of the
Kid
secretive
goes
small
missing.
town, and
Right.
then the kid going missing, which is
Perfect.
Will, right?
Yes.
In Stranger Things.
Yes.
So I'm like, there you go. That's Stranger Things.
It's so similar. The feel of it, they all go into the woods. You know, everything about it's just very Stranger Things.
Are there bikes? Are there bicycles?
A few.
Okay, there
A
has to be
few.
at least a few.
I heard
But-
those were illegal in Germany.
Ah.
Yep.
Yeah, no kids on bikes.
No.
9!
9.
Too dangerous.
Is this, so what's the time frame? What's the era?
It starts in 2019, but it also is in 1986 and also 1953. Because there's a certain event that happens every 33 years.
How prescient of them.
And so we follow three main characters: Jonas, who's a teenager, Ulrich, who's a police officer, and Charlotte, who's the police chief. They're all connected with this event that happens every 33 years. Like, to the point that there are people who remember it. They start saying things like, "It's happening again." And you're like, "Oh, what's going on?" And like, I don't want to spoil anything, but people are like time traveling, like they're trying to get frequent flyer miles. It feels like everyone's like going in and out of how they do this.
Like to try to go back to...
Yes, because when the kid goes missing, it's like where this one area is, and people get curious, and they go through that area, and they're time traveling, and then they're affecting what they're doing in the past, which is like...
How many people are time traveling in this show?
There's about 3 of them.
Okay,
3 or
so
4
now-
of them. But they're all... It's weird because, like, they're not only connected to the event, but they're all connected to each other in this way.
But it's not like a Greyhound bus of different people,
No,
like 50
no,
different
no.
people. They're
But
so time
but the
traveling
people who
left
do,
and right.
They once they figure it out, they're just like, I'm going through it again. They just like go through it again.
Yeah, it's
Those hardy
But
Germans.
the way in which they do it, I'm like, I could never do that. So it's really cool though. It's very much like Stranger Things, not as good as Stranger Things, but it's still a good show.
Subtitles or dubbed or...
We watched it. We can't figure out in our settings how to get it so there's subtitles. So everything we're doing is dubbed when we're
okay.
watching it, but it's not bad.
Is this Netflix or is this Netflix?
Netflix.
Netflix.
It's Netflix.
Not everyone has the Netflix.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
You must
Anyway,
have
check it out.
proper documentation to view
Thank
Netflix.
you.
Has anyone
Netflix.
ever seen a movie that was dubbed and everyone did just like the wrong accent
Oh,
for
no,
it?
I haven't.
Like where it was like a period German drama, and it was just like people were like, "Oh no, man, no, Hans, I did not know the Imperial Duke was coming to town."
I haven't seen. I mean, I don't know. I'm terrible with accents, so I have no idea. Maybe I have. I would say probably. I would like to hope I have. So, would you recommend this? Have you seen it, or is it?
I
just
watched the
something-
whole thing and I liked it. And they did get signed on for season 2. So
How-
Okay.
How many episodes?
I think there's 10 to 13. I forget.
Hour or half hour?
They're an hour long.
Okay. I know, the half hour ones are so much easier to devour.
Don't let me get on my soapbox.
That's why does every movie have to be 2 hours, 30 minutes, you know? We watched, you want a bad movie review? I mean, it wasn't bad, but War for Planet of the Apes. It was just way too long. They could have really trimmed up that movie.
Was that the third one?
Yeah, that's the ending of the trilogy. Great movies all around, but that one just really, it really starts to get dragged a little bit in the middle there.
I haven't seen the third one. I haven't seen the second or the first one. So I'm out of the
But
loop.
you know what apes look like, so you're in.
And I know.
I've seen them riding horses
Yeah,
occasionally.
and
They look pretty angry. I don't know.
So Mandaddy Beard Pools at a 7. How would you rate Dark?
I would say 4.5.
That's a
decent.
That's a high watermark.
It's a decent one.
Yeah.
It's done well. I just think the thing that makes it kind of lesser is the fact that it's such a weird copy off of Stranger Things.
I'm sorry. 4.5 is pretty much like stagnant. It's like,
All right, that's like
water.
you made a thing.
No,
You made a
come on,
thing and I
it's better
watched
than
it.
that.
No.
You made a thing and I watched it.
Yeah, it's
Two would be that, I think.
It's literally above average.
That is.
It is.
It's true.
So it's above average.
Yes.
Yeah.
Out of 7,
You made a
beard
thing.
pulls.
And I liked it.
I like it.
I didn't love it.
I
I was
liked
obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Did they do the same like 80s synth like Comtrues like like
Kind
the soundtrack?
of.
Okay.
The score wasn't as good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, what do you got for us there, Kazzy?
So I recently read, and I haven't seen it yet. Nick, Spry, and I were just talking about this. We're going to go on a bro date and go see it. Black Panther.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Black
yes.
Panther currently has the best Rotten Tomato score of any live action superhero movie ever,
Really?
What?
including both Marvel Studios and DC.
It
Wow.
looks badass.
It looks amazing.
It looks really good. The previews looked really good. The only reason it's the best live action is that it is currently tied with The Incredibles at 97.
Oh, The Incredibles was a great
It
movie.
was good,
is
but
so
like,
good.
it's a superhero movie. I mean, kind of.
It
It's like-
is.
it's like a feel like Toy Story was a superhero movie.
not
then.
live
Well, no, there's
action,
no real
though.
superheroes in
They were
that.
super like Buzz Lightyear was a superhero.
Yeah,
No,
dude.
well, you said he could fly. That's it. Actually, no, he couldn't even fly.
He had the
He couldn't even
super
fly.
Live action, you said.
correct
Right.
current live action best Rotten Tomato score.
Since The Incredibles.
But is tied with The Incredibles for all time best superhero
because
movie.
that is not a
Because that is not a
action
live
movie.
action movie.
Gotcha.
So it's not long enough for the mini, but it brings up an interesting point. Have any of you seen the Blade trilogy?
Oh, of course.
All right, so we got some of courses. Angela,
No.
Fritz,
I seen it one time, just the first one.
the first one one time.
Actually, is the second one more violent?
The second one is the one that was directed by Guillermo del Toro and is the greatest superhero movie of all time. Oh God,
Is that the one with the tomb?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I've seen that one too.
that's the first one.
The Tomb?
The Tomb is the first one with Stephen
It's
Dorff.
Stephen Dorff.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the first one.
The second one
The
is
second one has Ron Perlman and Donnie Yen
Yes.
and
No,
has
that's
the weird Russian guy. No. that's
Donnie
the
Yen
second
is the
one.
third one, right?
No.
No, it's the second.
Third one has like Dane Cook or some shit. Like I only saw the
Ryan Reynolds.
I only saw the Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, I only saw the third one once. It wasn't that good. But Blade 2
I love
to
the
me
third one.
is the greatest superhero movie of all time. All of those actors that I just mentioned. First of all, Ron Perlman, Donnie Yen, Wesley Snipes, Chris Christopherson, Norman Reedus.
Yeah.
Right.
Early Norman Reedus. Soundtrack by the RZA.
And this
Yeah,
was Guillermo
true.
del Toro.
This was directed by Guillermo del Toro, and some weird, cool Russian guy was like the main villain. I don't know
Angela,
who the
how
hell it
have
was.
I not heard about this?
This is
I don't
amazing.
know.
We're doing a Fort Fritz movie night and make you guys watch fucking Blade 2 because I love that movie.
But what
and it's
about the
amazing.
derision it gets for the CGI?
Thank you.
People
It
really.
looks a little bad. It doesn't
people-
look great, but the
It's
story
dated.
It's dated.
That was when they were first doing it.
Oh, I like it. I'm talking about.
and
other
it's
people.
very
I'm talking-
comic booky the way they use it. Like
True.
they sort of zip around and yeah, I don't know. It fit to me. That movie didn't get enough accolades. I feel like you can watch it. It holds up other than the CGI.
Is there one where they're at a rave and like blood comes
Yes,
out?
that's the first
That's
one.
the first
Okay,
one.
very first
I
one. That's
guess
like the
I've
opening
seen that.
scene.
That's
too.
the opening scene of the
I
first one.
probably
question.
fell asleep after that. I don't know.
Who's the girl? Who's the girl that leads the guy into the rave?
Oh, shit.
What actress is it?
Is
And
she
and
she's famous?
She's notorious.
Oh, is it Angelina Jolie?
No,
Courtney Love.
nope. Famous for doing porn when she was underage.
Jesus.
Jenna James? No.
Probably before your time. Tracy
Oh,
Lords.
yeah.
Tracy Lords.
Wait, hold on. Crybaby, points.
Yes. Yes.
Scored him.
Yeah, you got
Scored him.
points.
He's on the board.
I'm sorry. I got caught up.
Yeah. Basically, that I feel like that was another one that sort of flew under the radar early on and should have been more recognized for the amount of talent that was put into it.
I did not know that Guillermo del Toro directed number 2.
It was amazing.
I need to
I
check
had no
that out.
idea.
Really good.
It was so cool too, right? Like all the shit that it was like with
Super
easily
cool.
the coolest one.
In context, like in the period of time, like now, some of the stuff you're like, I can't believe people did that back then. Even though it was like,
What do you mean? It was just
Be vampires?
be vampires and no kung fu. Like,
Exactly.
Of course they did that back then.
Wouldn't you?
In the 90s, of course, yes.
We were so
That's what
forward-thinking.
everyone did.
1985.
it's like grunge.
I went through my kung fu vampire phase, and it's just
everybody
whatever.
goes
Like,
through it, you know.
We've all done it. We've all done it. Wearing your ghee and staying away from garlic. You know, that whole thing. Well, what I got here is we got ourselves another time traveler.
Oh, nice.
got
Is it the
another
same
time-
guy?
I don't know. Is it the same guy? He goes by Noah.
Noah.
No, it's not the same.
Okay.
No, I have no idea.
This guy goes by Noah, and he has shown up in the UK, and he did a TV
He showed
show
up.
where he took supposedly a lie detector test.
Mhm.
And everything he said came up true
Okay.
on the lie detector test, so it's obviously true. This guy's a time traveler. We got a time traveler. He says he's from the year 2030,
Mm-hmm.
and so he's not that far away.
this guy's the lamest time traveler of all time.
Well, he's
Shows up in Britain, quote unquote, from like 20 years in the future. All right, go ahead.
Is he American?
no, he's British.
Okay.
And he told them previously that he has anorexia and depression and is actually 50 years old, but took an age
Rejuvenation.
I can't say it right. Took an age rejuvenating drug. Rejuvenating. I couldn't say that. He took an age rejuvenating drug to turn him so he looks like a 25-year-old, but he's actually a depressed anorexic 50-year-old.
Yeah, okay, so if it's the same thing that I saw, his face is blurred out, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm looking at it right now.
He looks young,
Right.
but at the same time, your face is blurred out. So yeah.
Right.
What is this
And-
age rejuvenating drug?
I know as well. You got to wait till about 2030, I guess, is when it comes out.
Oh.
And some of his predictions are one, that they're going to have cars in the future. The electric cars can go up to 600 miles on a charge.
Thank God, that's great.
That doesn't seem. That's not like that far. Like eventually, they're going to develop technology like that. That's
Hey, hear him out,
lame
man.
ass.
It's a solid
You know-
prediction. This is a solid prediction.
You're not over here saying this, are you?
No, I'm not.
Listen to Noah.
Now, you'll like this, Kaz. Bitcoin is being used more, but money, including pennies, are still in use.
Son of a bitch.
What?
They're never getting rid of that. The penny lobby is strong in Washington.
Yeah. Now, this is all from the UK, but he
You
mentions
looked me
pennies.
right in the eyes when you said that. Like, what the fuck does that mean?
You know.
Don't worry about it.
Now, he says that global warming issues have increased, that North America is now hotter, while Europe is colder. So enjoy your summer, people. And some diseases have been cured, including a lot of cancers. AI will be huge by 2020, and they're going to be having, introducing robots that can run a home for you. You know, so it's getting into the Jetsons sort of feel.
Yeah. Centennial man.
And then I love this one. This one's just so odd. Phones are going to start getting bigger towards the year into the year 2030.
I can
So
see
they're
that.
going to start getting bigger. It's going to be carrying around tablets like those with the Galaxy Notes. They're like, the size of a thing of newspaper. And then the best one for everybody. He predicts, or not even predicts. He says Donald J. Trump will be reelected to the United States presidency. Hee-hoo! Get it.
For like a third term?
No, that'd be a second.
That'll be a second one?
Yeah.
2020.
It's already it's felt like 6 years,
It
right?
feels like 20, 30 years.
I don't even. All right. Sorry.
Yeah, so buckle up, Buttercups. Looks like we're in for a bumpy ride.
Let me say this. Politics aside, this is a safe place here at the fort. Noah's views do not reflect any of our listeners' views. I don't think phones will get bigger. There's just no way.
They can't fit. They're going to have to make pockets on pants much bigger.
Yeah.
To incorporate like the forethought to be like, well, people are going to be carrying around briefcase sized phones. So
It'll just be one big pocket
Exactly.
in the back.
It's like
Just-
a
Like a
Jinko.
kangaroo
Yeah,
thing or
yes,
something. Yeah,
yeah.
like on the back or the front.
like little Joey phones that you just
Joey phones.
Joey
that's a great trademark. Trademark Angela.
Right now.
Trademark it, Angela, right now.
Saying trademark makes it trademarked.
Yes, it does.
Joey phones, trademark Angela.
There you go.
Yeah, you heard it here, cocks.
Podcast law.
I think that's valid. Points. I think that's
Points,
valid.
yeah, I think that
I
it
think,
works.
yeah, I think that's valid. Okay, so let me ask you this. Do you think in the year 2030, any of these predictions are off-based? Like at all?
God, I hope so.
Okay, so
It sounds right. Like
I'm
all
not
of it
hoping for
sounds
smaller
like,
phones.
none of those sound too extravagant.
Right. Exactly. It's
sounds
not-
like just a normal extrapolation of what's already kind of going on.
Right. I just kind of used
pretty
common
observant.
sense and predicted the future. It's my guess, but
Yeah. I mean,
Trending.
and the phones, aren't we supposed to be getting the bendable phones you can wrap around your wrist like a snap bracelet? From
oh
the
man,
90s?
this got
let's kinda
confiscated
use
all the
that.
time in school.
Like
Phones are going to be like definitely. There's going to be people walking around confiscating phones.
It's going to be like a slap phone.
Yeah.
Like
Well, he says that there's going to be a thing like Google Glass that's going to be taking over. He says that there's going to be something similar because that didn't do that well at all.
no.
Google Glass was
But
whack.
yeah. Did you ever get to use one?
Yeah,
What was it like?
it was whack.
He just stares at Nick Spry. Okay, so did you watch the video at all?
No, I didn't.
Okay, there is one glaring YouTube commenters have been tearing it apart.
Okay.
This is the
Wait,
thing.
bad comments on YouTube?
He sits in front of a blackboard and he's jittering with his fingers the entire time. And commenters are like, I've actually done a lie detector test. They don't allow you to do anything like that. You sit with your legs spaced, your like perfect posture. He's like making a lot of like unnecessary movements. And then whenever he says something in the upper right hand corner, it just says true with a ding.
So it's completely true science.
Yeah,
It said
exactly.
it says the word true.
The whole lie
So-
detector thing, like, has always bothered me.
It's legally inadmissible in court.
It's just
so-
nonsense.
Like, that's-
Lie detector. Truth. They should make a truth detector then. Like, why the fuck are we worried about the lies?
Ooh,
Thank you. Thank you. We need to work on that right there.
trademark Cass.
I'm 33 years old. I'm 32 years old. I'm 33 and 2 months old. I don't know how specific do I have to.
Exactly. What is a lie? Philosophically, how do we get into
What
that?
is a lie?
Aye.
Does time exist?
No. And the earth is flat.
I don't like that at all, Mandaddy.
Well, it's true. You got to get used to that.
I don't
You
know
cuck.
about that.
Gamma
But-
cuck.
If we may,
The Omega cuck.
Mandaddy, go ahead.
When there's only one cuck left on the planet, he is the Omega cuck.
All right. Say something.
All right. Thank you all very much for listening to that wacky crap. We are Fort Fritz. This was just the Minisode. Remember to check out the full episodes. That's where we tell stories. That's where we go in and we do storylines and there's sound effects and all kinds of stuff. It's theater of the mind, while this is just us talking about stuff. So thank you so much for listening to us. We're on YouTube. We're on Stitcher. We're on iHeartRadio. We're on Libsyn. We're all over the damn place. Tell your friends. Tell your neighbors. Thanks for listening to Fort Fritz.
Viva la Sasquatch.
Yes.